All right. Hey guys, Brad here at Elliott Wave Made Simple. And today we're going to take a look at crude oil. Is there more downside coming? Excuse me, I said crude oil, didn't I? I meant to say silver. I've got crude oil on the brain, apparently. We're talking about silver. Silver has been in such a bullish uptrend with these wonderful moves. Or is there more upside coming? I happen to think there may be more downside coming, but overall, I'm still bullish. Let's dive in and take a look at the chart. All right, so I'm looking at a 21-minute chart, and I'm just going to not get in the weeds with too many details here. Let's look at this entire move up as a five-wave structure and or an ABC structure with A, B, and then a five-wave C wave. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The point is, this entire structure has just retraced in three waves to the 382. And Elliott wave guys know that the 382 is a common target for an A wave. And A waves can be composed of three waves or five waves. So in this case, we're going to keep it real simple and assume that this is an A wave composed of three waves. So A, B, C for an A wave. And then now we're bouncing. And I believe we're bouncing correctively, and meaning we're not just going to go zooming off from here. Could it do that? Of course, it can do anything. Price is king. We use Elliott wave to try to find what is most likely out of a field of probabilities. So I'm going to drop down to the 8-minute chart now, and I'm going to fight my temptation to get in the weeds a bit with measurements, but let's keep it real simple. I believe this is a three-wave move that is either about to terminate or very near termination. And actually, even though I just said I won't get in the weeds, I'm just going to get in the weeds a little bit here, guys. All right, so the way we measure for a three-wave move is you put the first click on the swing low. And by the way, we're using the fib trend-based fib extension tool in TradingView, but almost any of your charting platforms are going to have a fib-based extension tool. So the first click goes on the swing low. The next click goes on the swing high. Now keep in mind, we're talking nano stuff. And then the third and final click goes on the next swing low. Now what I like to do is take a note of what that is and drag it over. So 3086. And wouldn't you know, we are right at the 100 fib. Now, making it to the 100 fib is a reasonable target for a three-wave move to terminate. But waves often extend. Nothing is written in stone. So what we've observed as Elliott wave guys is the C wave, meaning this is an A, B, C inside of this A wave. Excuse me. But that is either terminating right now as I speak, or it's going to terminate soon above here. So what would come after that A wave is a B wave correction and then another move up. So really what all this is three waves to here, and then a bounce in three waves, and then this whole thing is three waves. The whole downward structure is moving in three. So remember how I was saying the 382 is a typical A wave of the entire structure? So let's go ahead and put some labels on here. So that would be an A wave, and I'm viewing this is a three-wave B wave, and then a final move down. But we'll talk about the measurements for that in just a second. But for right now, this is speculation that if this terminates somewhere up into here and then catches support without making a new low, okay? So this is the parameter somewhere in here, and then catches support and then comes up impulsively in a C wave. I say impulsively because the great majority of the time, the C wave is going to be composed of five waves. This is another clue. Call it the character of the wave. Certain Elliott waves that are labeled properly exhibit certain characteristics consistently. you can, once you get familiar with those characteristics, you can use those as clues. So this looks like it's popping above the 100 ever so slightly. So I'm expecting it to reach up into here and terminate somewhere soon and give a pullback overnight. And then with any luck, tomorrow morning, we get an impulse for a C wave somewhere up into here. Now, I'm going to throw another fib tool, same fib tool. I'm going to throw another set of fib measurements on here, okay? We already have the first click in place, which is the high of that entire structure. We already have the second click in place, which is this swing low. And then now I'm going to speculate and just say that this C wave terminates at this 100 fib, if my B wave measurement is correct. And look at that. What I'm noticing now, this white 618 goes with the 382. So the 382 can be a great point for an A wave to terminate, which is what I believe we just had. Then we get a bounce and a B wave, which typically targets between the 618 and the 886 if that's swing high. So that's right here. And this is very consistent with the way I'm drawing it up. It's just fibs. I'm not using my imagination to come up with these. I'm measuring stuff based on what commonly happens using Fibonacci. So if price does come back and terminate over here, I'm going to make these fibs that are projecting down for what I believe would be the final move in a C wave. I'm putting the C label at the 1236, which you can kind of see, but that white line is blocking it because why? Well, the 618 is right there. The 618 is right there. So just call this confluence. So, you know, it could very likely be some variation of this with price coming all the way back down into here. If this plays out, I think the two most high probability areas to trade are going to be going short. And we'll know more, by the way, if this follows through, making it through these next two terms and makes it up into here, then this is, I believe, a higher probability short opportunity to catch an entire C wave down to here. But you know what? Elliott wave is so cool because you don't have to take a risk and pick the top. If this is going to be a C wave down, you are going to see 5 waves down, followed by a 3-wave correction, and then a nice, strong, powerful wave 3. If you want to be patient, wait. Do not just try to go short up here. Wait for a 5-wave move down. Wait for the retrace, and then you can get short and put the stop above the top of wherever this swing high is. So in other words, and this is not really an Elliott wave thing. This is just a trading thing. And by the way, I got to say this. If you are in Armando's club, we're doing this all day. We're trading. We caught a lot of this scalp up. I posted my trade before I took it. I posted the actual trade. Then afterwards, I posted where I took gains. Armando's clocking very similar movements. If you don't know who Armando is, I'm talking about the Professor Trades. Look it up. If you're having trouble with psychology, if you're having trouble letting a winner turn into a loser, if you're having trouble tinkering with your stops, Armando's the guy. The psychological guidance that he's giving and that he's teaching, it's impeccable. Highly recommend it, okay? So what I want to say is we're getting into some trading ideas here, okay? What I'm talking about now is not really even Elliott wave. You don't try to pick a top, okay? Wait for it to top and then let it go. Let it go. You have to forgive me, my children are home and they're having a good time, so you might hear some of that action. Wait for the price to top out. Wait for it to come down in your direction, and then wait for the retrace. In the Elliott wave, we call that 5 down, 3 up. And when you do 3 up, that's where you take your short entry, and then you put your stop above the top of that swing high. In fact, you could do the same thing here. If you somewhere in this region is where I would expect this to top. So now a B wave is a different animal because the structure of a B wave is not similar to the structure of a C wave. So a higher probability trade is to wait and see if this follows through as such. Then wait for 5 down, 3 up. Because why? because then you're catching the wave 3 of this C. And the wave 3 of C is going to be the longest, deepest wave. So you can be more efficient with your trading, spend less screen time, and actually make more gains with less effort. So that is what I'm looking at. Now, talking about these fibs, price somewhere down in here is where I'd be looking for price to catch support. But guess what? Just as I'm going to have a better idea of the B wave once this tops and reverses and starts making some motion down, I'll have a better idea of the target for the B wave. And then once that bottoms, if it starts moving higher, I'm going to adjust these levels, because as I mentioned previously, this is speculation, but it's speculation based on experience. So there you go. With any luck, I'll be getting long. Now, I will not be trying to short this tonight, but I will be looking. If I wake up in the morning, I usually get up around 5, start looking at 5:30, 6 a.m. If this looks like it's bottoming at 5 a.m., 6 a.m. for you European traders who are still awake, and then gives you something impulsive looking like 5 up and then 3 down, boom, I'll be getting long. And my target, wherever this bottoms, I'll be looking for the 100% extension of the entire length of the A wave. That's what this tool is telling you. When you put the fib tool on there and you click the swing low and you click the swing high and then you click the next swing low, this is the projection of that initial wave that you measured. Okay. All right. So there you go. I hope this was helpful. Listen, if you're watching this video outside of YouTube and you don't know who Armando is and you have no idea who the Professor Trades is, highly recommend it. The Professor Trades. The information is in the description of this video. So check it out if you're looking for some amazing guidance. And I'm in that room every day posting my LA wave charts. There's a bunch of incredible members in there. We're all sharing information openly. We're openly sharing our trades. And Armando is the king of scalping, short-term trading for income with a few swing trades thrown in. Armando is quite versatile, and he's sharing these trades openly, often in the room, covering multiple instruments, not just crude oil, not just silver, not just gold, NASDAQ, SPX, Forex pairs. A lot of action going on in the room. Highly recommend. Anyway, if you're getting value out of my video, I sure appreciate a like. And also, if you subscribe, I'm making these updates as we go along through these wave counts. So the way I'm doing these videos, I want you to learn. That's why I'm taking my time. And these are a little bit longer because I don't just want to give levels. I want to teach you how to get your own levels. And then when you look at an LA wave chart, you'll have a much better idea of what you're actually looking at. Okay. So be sure to subscribe so you'll get updated on any trades that you get in, and now your kind of things are moving along and you want to update, and maybe you're not in Armando's club. Subscribe to my channel because I'm putting out a fair amount of videos on a consistent basis. All right. Thanks for watching. Good luck. See you on the next one.